Hi friends, how are you all doing today? My name is Manju and I make videos on crime. If you're new to the channel, hi, welcome. Please hit that subscribe button and join my journey. So today we are going to be traveling all the way down to the 17th century, the Renaissance era, and that is when marriages were arranged and divorce was not an option. And I'll be talking about Giulia Tofana. Now, Giulia Tofana was born in 1920, and after her parents' death at the age of 13, she spent some time with apothecaries and learned their recipes for various mixtures and potions. She was not only a successful serial killer, but also a businesswoman. She turned her makeup business into a poison factory, selling a deadly mixture called Aqua Tofana. Now, I tried finding pictures of Giulia Tofana, but there wasn't any. So these pictures that I'm showing you now are all speculation of what she could have looked like. Now, I looked into the ingredients of Aqua Tofana, and it said the mixture was arsenic, lead, and belladonna. I didn't know what belladonna was, so from what I gathered, um, it is a plant, and the leaf and the root is used to make medicine till this day. Now, another name for belladonna is devil's berry, deadly nightshade, murderer's berries, and sorcerer's berries. Now, is it still used in today's practice? Yeah. Have you probably used it? Perhaps. Have you gone to the eye doctor? Has he put eye drops in your eyes to dilate them? Then most likely you've come across belladonna. Belladonna is what causes the eyes to dilate. And it's no way safe to use it unless you're professionally trained. And back in the day, women would use belladonna for making their eyes more alluring and causing this dilating effect. Now, back in the day, since women were young, no matter if they came from rich families or poor families, their marriages were arranged. Men, from their fathers to their husbands, controlled their lives. They didn't have any say in their life. Women were regarded as objects, and Tofana herself was a young widow, and she saw how women were forced into these marriages by their families, and once married, they would lose even that little bit of freedom that they had. Many husbands would control their lives, beat them up, give them all sorts of cruel treatment, and they would not have any repercussions. So they had all this confidence in the world. Since divorce was not an option in that time, Tofana gave another means of a way out: death. So slowly she turned her makeup business into a poison selling business. She didn't advertise it as, here I am, I'm selling poison to kill your husband. It was more of word of mouth. She would first vet these women to make sure that they are loyal and reliable and won't go telling the authorities. A lot of it was word of mouth from this wife, now widow, to the next one. And she made sure that it is a person that is in great need before she gave this poison. And she gave a very long list of instructions of how to use it, what to do, how to act. We'll get into that more. Now, she would disguise the mixture as a typical woman's cosmetic or religious healing oil, so no husband would suspect it. First, it was disguised as a powdered makeup, so women could put it in plain sight next to their lotions, their perfume bottles, just on the counter. Best way to hide something is to put it in plain sight. Who's gonna be like, oh, that's poison if it's sitting right in front of everyone? And then her second disguise was a small vial with an image of Saint Nicholas of Bari. The vial claimed to be mana of Saint Nicholas of Bari, a special healing ointment that looked like a devotional object. She managed to keep her mixture a secret, killing over 600 men without leaving a trace, fooling the authorities. It was tasteless, odorless, and colorless, so that allowed the wives to mix it into teas, food, wine, anything, and the husbands wouldn't suspect it. Now, it was suggested that this poison to be used over a period of time and not just all in once. She suggested to use 4 drops of poison each time over a few days or weeks to avoid suspicion. Now, the symptoms of this poison resemble those of any normal or any progressive disease of natural causes. It had similar effects of arsenic poisoning. The first dose would present like a cold, but by the third dose, the victims would be experiencing dehydration, vomiting, diarrhea, and by the fourth, the victim would be dead. Now, Giulia also instructed how to act once the husband died. And she told the wives, well, you must demand a coroner's examination because then there's proof that the wife had nothing to do with it, because nothing would show up on these reports. So all suspicion would be erased and it would get ruled as a death of natural causes. Her business, I guess, was booming, as you can say, and it was all going well until one woman got cold feet. The woman brought the poison from Giulia and put it in her husband's soup. And that night, the husband was about to eat the soup and she began to feel guilty and stopped her husband from eating the soup. Now, that caused suspicion, and the husband started beating her up, started demanding, well, what do you mean stop eating the soup? Like, why? Why should I stop eating the soup? And she was forced to tell the truth. She confessed that there was poison, and she told the husband and the authorities who gave her the poison. I wonder if later she regretted the choice of stopping her husband from eating the soup. At that time, maybe she was feeling guilty. She didn't want to commit a murder. She didn't want to kill the person that she's supposed to be in love with, that's supposed to care for her, but clearly he didn't. He was probably beating her up. Well, he was beating her up and causing emotional and physical abuse. But then I feel like her heart was too good. That's why she backed out. She couldn't go through with it. And Giulia gave her hope. Her life doesn't have to be like this forever. Who knows what exactly was on her mind? But yeah, so Tofana, she was warned that there is an arrest out for her, and she fled to a church asking for sanctuary. She was allowed to stay there, but when a rumor spread that she was poisoning the water, the church was stormed by outsiders and she was handed over to the authorities. People talked, rumors spread, and when rumors spread, even to this day, a little bit gets added on. It's like a game of telephone. A little rumor, okay, she did this and she did that, she did this, and somehow it blew up to now she is poisoning the water. Now, Giulia was in the custody of the authorities and she was tortured until she confessed to have poisoned over 600 men between 1633 and 1651. Now, it is possible that the number could be higher, but who knows? She did also name some clients. Some of her clients were punished, some of her clients were executed, but a number of clients tried to deny it. Oh no, yes, I know Aqua Tofana. But I use it as makeup purposes. Oh yeah, I know Giulia, but I buy makeup from her. But clearly, if 600 men died, there is a lot of women out there that are part of this. But a lot did get away with it. They couldn't exactly arrest all of the people that were involved. But yeah, some did get away with it. Some were executed or thrown in prison, whereas others were bricked into the dungeons of Palazzo Pucci. Giulia, in July of 1659, was executed with her daughter and 3 employees. Yes, it was a family business. Her daughter, Girolamo Spera, was also executed with the mother, Giulia Tofana. Now, there is some speculation of how she learned, well, Giulia learned how to make these poisons, these mixtures. One alleged theory is that the recipe got passed down by her mother. Her mother was executed as well for the alleged killing, like she allegedly killed her husband, Giulia's father. And another theory is that when she was 13 and she was with these apothecaries, learning about mixtures and potions, that is when she learned how to make this. But who really knows? Giulia and her daughter were killed in Rome's Campo di Fiori, which was a popular location for execution. Now it is a popular marketplace. You can go visit there, walk around there, and you can think to yourself that many centuries ago, people used to get executed here. It was a popular location. Yeah, a little grim. But yeah, after she was executed, Giulia's body was thrown over the wall of the church that gave her sanctuary. Many years later, in 1791, Mozart even claimed he got poisoned from Aqua Tofana. That's how popular this potion, mixture, whatever, concoction was. Even after 100 years since Giulia's death, people were still talking about it. People were still afraid of it. Of course, Mozart did not die from Aqua Tofana, but it was still ingrained in people's minds. People were still talking about it. That's how popular it was. But yes, that is the story of Giulia Tofana and her poison Aqua Tofana. What do you guys think? Do you think Giulia was in the right of making this escape for women back in the day? Or was she in the wrong for killing all these men? There were no petitions, there were no rallies, there was no women's rights that she could have sought out for help. There were no like NGOs or organizations that would have supported her. If this was happening in today's world, which I'm sure some parts of the world there are women being oppressed, but there is support available, even though some women are scared to reach out. But I feel like Giulia was the type to take a stand. And who knows, maybe if she was alive in today's world, she would have created a massive organization or something that would have supported women's rights. But yeah, those are my thoughts. Let me know what you guys think below. Please hit that like button and subscribe. I make new videos every week. And until my next video, bye!